Our second question comes from North Cross Intermediate School. Where do you get your ideas and inspiration from?
Well, I guess those notebooks, like I talked about, real life, from the imagination, from asking that powerful little question. I play a lot of storytelling games with myself when I'm driving along on long trips or sitting on a plane on a long flight, which I think that's the third strike, actually, when it comes to being nerdy. This is pretty nerdy. But those storytelling games are great because they actually work my imagination. They keep it active, they keep it working. It's like a muscle that you've got to exercise. So some of the games I've stolen from the TV show Whose Line Is It Anyway? And I've adapted those games, or I've picked up storytelling games from elsewhere. And I'll explain one of them to you. One of them just it works like this. You start with a letter of the alphabet, and you begin a story with a sentence that starts with that letter. So, I don't know, give me a letter of the alphabet.
G.
Glad you got that. You seem to struggle with it for a moment. There's only 26 choices. So G, thank you, that's great. So we start with G. Gary walked outside and looked around. Now my next sentence has to start with H, the next letter of the alphabet. Hastily, he ran across the road because he realised that there was something strange lying there on the ground. I. In fact, it was a wounded penguin who'd crawled up from the beach and was lying there in the gutter. J. Just in time to save its life, Gary applied CPR and was able to get it breathing again. And so it goes on. Now, that's hard work. You've got to really sweat. You've really got to focus. The more you do it, the better you get. But you really do have to think to make those stories work. So I do stuff like that, and that does help me just keep honing my skills.